All right, so if you're an early childhood educator here in Kentucky, you've definitely heard of the All-Stars program. But let's be honest, moving up those levels can feel, well, a little overwhelming. So what does it really take to get your classroom to a level 3? That's what we're going to break down today. We're going to pull back the curtain and look at exactly what this means, especially for a 1-year-old's classroom. Our goal here is pretty simple, really. We want to give you the practical, hands-on tools you actually need, to help you turn all those official standards, which can sometimes feel like just a dry checklist, into a real, vibrant, high-quality learning space for the toddlers you care for every day. And that's the big question, isn't it? I mean, it's one thing to read about regulations in a binder, but it's a completely different thing to know what that actually looks like on a Tuesday morning when you've got a room full of curious, busy 1-year-olds. We're here to bridge that gap for you. So here's our game plan. First, we'll nail down what a level 3 even is. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the 1yr's 3 tool. After that, it's all practical stuff, setting up your space, your routines and interactions, language and activities, and we'll wrap it all up with a simple checklist to get you on your way. Okay, first things first, what exactly is a level 3? The best part about this is that it's not some big mystery. It's a totally achievable goal that's built on a clear, straightforward point system. So here's how it works. To hit level 3, you need between 21 and 30 points total. As you can see, you've got to get a few points in all these different areas. But take a look at that top one, classroom and instructional quality. That one's the heavy hitter. It needs a minimum of 8 points. That right there is where you have the biggest, most direct impact. So that's going to be our main focus. And this is absolutely crucial. You just can't get to level 3 without having an official observer come visit for an on-site environment assessment. And to really understand what they're looking for, you have to understand the tool they're using. And that tool is called the 1yr's 3. Now, I know that name sounds super technical, but don't let it scare you. Honestly, you should think of it less like a test you have to pass and more like your personal roadmap. It's a guide that shows you exactly what a high-quality classroom for little ones looks like. So what is it? Well, the 1yr's 3 is this internationally recognized tool that's all about measuring quality. To put it simply, it looks at everything a child sees, touches, and experiences all day long, from the chairs they sit in to the way you talk with them. The whole scale is basically broken down into these 6 big areas. You can think of them as the building blocks for a really great day for a 1-year-old. So for the rest of this explainer, we're going to take these categories and turn them into simple, practical tips you can start using tomorrow. Okay, let's dive into the first one, the physical environment. How do you set up your classroom space so that it not only scores well, but more importantly, is just a fantastic place for toddlers to be? The 1yr's scale gets incredibly specific, which is actually really helpful. It's not just about having furniture. It's about having tables and chairs that are the right size for toddlers and that are safe with no splinters or anything. It's about showing you value the kids by displaying their artwork. An observer will literally be counting things like soft furnishings. They're looking for at least 3 things like pillows or beanbags that kids can actually get to and use. All right, let's switch gears a bit. We've talked about the things in the room. Now let's talk about the things you do in the room. Your daily routines, meal times, diaper changes, naps. That's where so much of the quality really shines through. Think about diapering. It's probably one of the most common things you do with toddlers all day. An observer will be watching to make sure every single step of the correct sanitary procedure is followed perfectly for both the child and for you. Here's a little pro tip. The ERS Institute, the people who actually created these scales, have the official procedures for diapering and hand washing for free on their website. Go print them out. Seriously, it's a huge help. This quote right here shows you just how deep they look at your interactions. It's not enough to just talk to the children. The observer is actually listening for you to ask open-ended questions. So instead of asking, "Is that block red?" you might ask, "Wow, what are you building with all those blocks?" They're on the lookout for at least 2 clear examples of those richer, more engaging conversations. Next up, the fun stuff, the materials and activities. What should toddlers be playing with and learning from to really hit those level 3 standards? I love this slide because it's a perfect example of how the rating scale thinks. A good classroom, a basic quality one, might get points for having 10 books out. But a great classroom, one that's scoring much higher, is going to have over 30 books. And it's not just about the number. The books need to be in good shape, easy for little hands to grab, and show a wide variety of people and ideas. The scale is also looking for a rich variety of things to play with. Are there props for pretend play that go beyond just the usual kitchen stuff? Maybe a little vet's office or a garden theme? Are there simple games? Do you have materials for early math, like stacking rings or shape sorters? And this is key. Can the children actually get to these materials themselves for most of the day? Whew, we've covered a lot of ground. So let's boil all of this down into a simple, actionable checklist that can help you get started on your path to level 3. When you get right down to it, it comes back to these 4 steps. 1, check your physical space. 2, perfect your health and safety routines. 3, really work on enhancing your interactions. And 4, upgrade your materials so they're plentiful, diverse, and easy to get to. Just think of this as your starting game plan. And I think this quote just says it all. All these points and rules and observations, they're not just about paperwork. This is a framework that's designed to help us, the educators, see our classrooms from the perspective of a 1-year-old. It's really all about creating a world that is safe, engaging, and respectful for them. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. After everything we've talked about, what is one small, tangible thing you can change in your classroom tomorrow to start this journey? Maybe it's just adding a couple more pillows to your reading area, or making a mental note to ask one really good, open-ended question. That one small step. That's how you begin.